Okay, and this one is for the Dr. Humphrey. Okay, so I would like to start with the first one. Okay, Dr. Humphrey. His topic is the model of innovative professional development, Rome School of Business, Nigeria. So I would like to give the Dr. Humphrey, okay, the presentation because he have already presented to the committee for the chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. Chapter number 1 is about the general idea about the importance of the topics, and chapter number 2 is about the specifically about his experience. And now is the chapter number 3 is about the factor of success and the model that he developed. Okay, so I would like Dr. Humphrey to make a very short summary for the chapter number 1 and number 2, and then put more presentation time to the chapter number 3, about 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, let Dr. Humphrey start.
Okay. Good afternoon from Nigeria. Professor Pradit, Professor Sak, and all the panelists, and also good afternoon, my fellow students. Prof, I would have suggested that I share my own screen so that I can navigate through the slides.
Okay.
But
okay, I will assign you to be the host, okay?
Yes. So while you do that, I will start talking. So my thesis is on the model of innovative professional development, and I used Rome Business School, Nigeria as the case study.
Okay, I assigned Dr. Humphrey to be co-host already.
Okay, perfect. So maybe if you stop sharing, I will share mine. Good. Okay, great. Let me go to the. All right. So I'll be talking about what I mean by innovative professional development, and then talk a little bit about my experience as a founder, co-founder, and director, and entrepreneur in the business school, and then the success factors and the model I have developed for this kind of activity or project. So yes, when we talk of, let me start from the chapter 1. When we talk of innovative professional development, it hovers around lifelong learning, and that was the focus for the business school. Lifelong learning is all about a continuous education for professionals, for adults, and for those who want to improve more on what they are already doing to get better knowledge, better experience, and further their career. And the business school becomes, for me, the best vehicle to achieve this project. And when I talk of innovative professional development, the word innovation is very, very peculiar and important to it, because the profile of the target audience require in this current world, in this current global stage of education, of professional development, something that is very flexible, something that is suitable for their kind of profile for their kind of job, for what they do. And so you have to be very innovative in dealing with this category of students. Most of them are high-level professionals, businessmen, executive directors, and so they want to be flexible in their educational or learning experience. And for you to do this, there are a lot of technologies you have to put into place, and there are a lot of styles and strategies, and that is where the innovation comes in. And of course, this innovation has to be adapted to the culture, to Nigeria. We are talking about Nigerians. So we need to look at, I looked at the landscape, the educational landscape of Nigeria. So Nigerians, they like education and they like quality education. And because of the situation in the system, sometimes you may not be able to get that quality education within the system. So the majority of them prefer to go for foreign degrees, okay, where they feel they can get better and quality education. And that was what informed bringing Rome Business School Italy to Nigeria. And because they are busy, we implemented the curriculum online. So 90% of what we did in the school was virtual. So for us to achieve this, of course, we need to use all the virtual instruments, virtual learning instruments, and also the classrooms were smart, digitalized, so that the students will be able to maximize the opportunities we have provided. And then, of course, professional education. We need to, these are people that they are no longer looking to learn about the terminologies. They are no longer looking to learn about, the basics. They are looking for something that will answer to the problems they have in their companies. So to design the curriculum, we have to make sure that we look at what the industry wants, what will improve their career in the industry, what we can give to them. When they go back to their industry, to their company, to their organizations, they can make an impact. And that is where the professional development comes in. And like I said, Rome Business School becomes the vehicle that I used to implement this.
Can do good job.
Okay. So, and now let us talk about the Rome Business School itself. That is where the whole activity took place. And of course, my experience spans through my background in education. I have philosophy as my first degree, and then theology as a second degree. And then I have my first master's in education and social services management. And then, in fact, after my first master's in education and social services management, my interest has always been in the education industry, but I want to do it as a business. So I needed to learn how to market the education business. So I did marketing and communication in Rome Business School. That was how I came to meet the directors and owners of Rome Business School. So I did my marketing and master's in marketing and communication in Rome Business School, Italy, and that informed me on how to do the business, how to start the marketing, and to bring it to Nigeria. Most of the values I created for the project, that is the Rome Business School Nigeria, span across the Global Leadership Development Program, because the target students need networking. They need global networking. And like you can see here, these are some of the real data I have collected. The Global Leadership Development Programs in Thailand is one of the experiences I gave to the executive students in the school, because that is one of the value propositions for the profile. Also, professional development programs in Canada. You can see the students. This is the level of students we will deal with. And this is the kind of thing they are looking for. And that is why we have what we call global leadership development programs. We take them to different countries and give them that global experience, global exposure, global networking. And we also go to Rome and other countries, but I use them, Canada and Thailand, because they were the most recent ones. Of course, during my course of building the project Rome Business School, I started with 2 employees and ended up with 57 employees. Some of them are directors, and some of them are managers, officers. I also started with 5 faculties, and today I have over 104 faculties in Rome Business School, Nigeria. During the program, in order to strengthen the value proposition regarding the Global Leadership Development Program, I tried to develop strong relationships with diplomatic envoys. For instance, that of Italy, Rwanda, Angola, and as well as here in Nigeria, I have a lot of them that I work with, and then have good relationship with Nigerian envoys in these countries, even in Thailand. So developing this strong partnership is one of the strategies that I used to make sure that I keep to this promise of giving the students this global experience. And like I said, my experience spans through some of these experiences. During my work in the universities before I started the school, everything I did was focused on how to begin a business school in Nigeria. How to begin a business school in Nigeria. So even my thesis, first thesis in education and social services management was on quality assurance. And then my thesis in marketing and communication was developing a marketing strategy for a training school. And then in my PhD, I worked on qualifications framework. So compared European qualifications framework and Nigerian qualification framework. The idea is to know the kind of qualifications that we give to Nigerians that will be acceptable in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. And I did some of these programs in different universities, in different countries, in Italy, in Spain, in Russia, and now I am doing this one with Thailand. That is the PhD with Thailand. Also within Nigeria, in order to create a corporate relationship that will give value to the students, because what we make a business school valuable to the environment where it is situated is the business school's strong relationship with the corporate environment. So because of this, I tried as much as possible to sign a lot of partnerships, local partnerships, both with the government. Here is the deputy governor of my state, and then with other business organization bodies, professional bodies, and also companies where our students go do their internship, go for company visits, and the rest. So this is what I did in my experience as the co-founder and director in Rome Business School, Nigeria. Of course, some of the strategies I displayed them in the project. I used mainly the Lean startup strategy. I started small, and then I became one of the most enviable business schools in Nigeria today. So Rome Business School became one of the most enviable business schools in Nigeria today. Let me go straight to the chapter 3, which is the model of innovative professional development. That is the philosophy of the model. And before I go to the philosophy of the model, it will be very, very important to talk about, I made a lot of success. For instance, I started with 2 students in 2018, 2 students, MBA students. And by the time I finished my service as the country director of Rome Business School, I recorded over 1,000 students in an intake. In an intake. So if you put all the students I recruited and I impacted, starting from 2018 till date, there are over 4,000 students. So I started with 2, and I ended up impacting on over 4,000 executive students. So these are the successes, the success story. Like I said, I started with 2 employees, and I ended with 57 or more employees. And I took the students to different countries. Most of them got jobs. They grew in their career. Some of them who came into the school as managers, by the time they finished their program, they became directors. Those of them who were officers, they became managers. Some of them even started their own businesses. And the impact is so huge that even some of them are on this call who are listening to me today. So what are the success factors? I will talk about the success factors, but before then, there are certain matrices we need to look at here. There were some, how would I call it? Why would I put it now? The engine room of the organization itself that gave success to what I did. That is how I managed the organization. And that management of the organization has to do with the different departments I created in order to have effective and efficient operation during my service at Rome Business School, Nigeria. So I created one of the strongest marketing and sales team in the educational industry in Nigeria. And I used a model that I would be happy to explain it here, but it's going to take time. So we marketed our product, our education, as if we are marketing FMCG products. So we used that process for FMCG products. We translated it into educational services, and it worked. So I have a marketing department and a sales department, and between the marketing and the sales department, the administrative department and the finance department controls them. The other part is the academic department, which comprises of the didactic department and the career service. And there's another department, very, very critical, very special, that I created that brings all of these different departments together and gives them the kind of efficiency they need with the technologies we have at hand. That is the ICT. Very, very important. So these were the fabrics of the management of the Rome Business School. And I displayed how it impacted on the value proposition, because if you don't have this kind of setup, students will not be satisfied, number one, and the school will not be sustained. The satisfaction students need come 100% from the didactic and the career service, and partly from the administrative department. But then you need the marketing department. Under the marketing department, there is the sales department, of course, for the sustainability of the school to get the enrollments. So I displayed how this affected the value proposition. Now, the success factors, one of the success factors was the competent background of top management. So the educational and the professional background of both the directors, the faculty members, and also the management team. We have the administrative structure, which I just explained, which is one of the most important aspects of the success factors. We also have the experienced faculties with industry background. We have strategic partnership, which I explained earlier, with the diplomatic envoys and companies and professional bodies. And then advanced process in project planning and development in our BSN. In fact, this we maintained this process every year. From July to November, we always engage in a very intensive planning for the next year. We have a 3-year-long plan, but then we also have a short-term plan, that is yearly plan. So it was really intensive. And like I said, I started small and I grew big, the Lean Startup Strategy. Also, the course selections and the implementation of the strategy. So we made sure these students, they don't want to waste time. They don't want to waste time spending 2 years, 3 years, studying a particular course. So we went for the shortest in Europe. So in Europe, you have a 1-year master program, which is recognized globally with 60 ECTS, that is European Credit Transfer System. You also have a 2-year program, which is about 120 ECTS. You have the Specialistica and all of that. So we went for the one that is most suitable for the kind of students, the profile of students we attend to here in Nigeria. And those courses are management courses with 60 ECTS. That's 1-year program. So within 1 year, you are done and you continue with whatever you want to do with your professional life. Then the courses were practical. They were practical with industry case studies. So these were the success. These were the success factors. And I want to show how these success factors impacted on success factor affected the governance. How it affected the governance. So of course, there is no way you can have a good, a functional organogram or governance of an institution without having the facets of that organization solidly established. And you need to make sure that those facets of the organizations are aligned and they have direct impact to the success of the goal, aim, and vision of the organization. And you can see how this impacted on the success factors impacted on the governance. Here, when I talk of governance, I mean the administrative structure. So the didactic, the career service, the operations, and the innovations. Under the didactic, the faculties are included there. Under the operations, the country director, the president, and the finance manager and all the rest of them are there. So that is how I divided the governance in the school. And you can see how it impacted, the success factors impacted on the governance. And also, you can also see how the success factors affected the growth of the school. So I measured the growth of the school based on branding. When we started, nobody knows us. Nobody knew us. When you talk of the school, Rome Business, they will say, which one will be Rome Business School? Just like, people will be saying, which one is Docenti Global Business School today? Which one is Bodisa University in Nigeria, So we started working on the branding. We started working on the branding, and the success we recorded today was because of how we branded the school, and then the governance too. In fact, we are having meeting of the management every week, every month, and then every day with the officers, checking the enrollment, checking the activities, every detail. So it was very intensive. The 8 years I spent there was very, very intensive. And then these things impacted on the enrollment. So it impacted on the enrollment, like I said, started with 2 students, and today we have graduated, both current and graduated students are over 4,000 professionals, students today. And then the reputation, when we started, of course, when you bring in something new to a community, a society, people have, skeptical or doubting minds, but over the time, because of the consistency we showed, it became reputable today, and the school is moving very, very fast and is known, well known. So you can see how the success factors impacted on the growth of the school. Now, for anybody that wants to achieve this kind of success, I have developed a philosophy for this. And these are the things you need to put in front, and achieve for you to say, okay, I have made success, I have recorded success. And the number one philosophy here is that, of course, your model has to take care of the creative and critical thinking of the students. So students must be equipped with the ability to analyze and evaluate information in a systematic and logical manner. So if you look at our curriculum, it has 4 sections, and these 4 sections are done with the purpose of achieving this creative and critical thinking ability. So you have the general managerial courses, and you have the focusing. That is when you delve into the main the core courses of that program. And then you have the leadership aspect, and then you have other programs like design thinking, like data analytics and all of that, just to make sure that we equip the students with these abilities. Because whether you read marketing and communication, or you did data science management, or agribusiness, whatever course you did as a manager, as a director, you should be able to think critically, you should be able to analyze data and take, very important decisions in the organization. So the ability to develop strategies to find solutions to practical, operational, and conceptual problems in a wide range of contexts is very, very important to this model. The other one is collaborative learning. So collaborative learning, this means creating opportunities for students to collaborate with their peers, solve complex problems, and think critically about the world around them. We implemented things like Capstone Project. The Capstone Project, the book reviews, the incubation programs for those doing entrepreneurship. There is what we call the innovative roundtable programs where we brainstorm. You know, students come together, you bring what you're doing, the different, you know, students with their different businesses. You know, they ask each other questions, and then they learn from each other. There's what we call business showmanship for those doing agribusiness. So it's a learning that is a kind of collaborative learning that involves students to students, students to faculty, students to administration, students to companies, the corporate world, and then students to, you know, to outside world. You know, when we go for our global business leadership meetings outside the country, we visit companies, we visit the locals, we visit the VIPs and government organizations of that country. So the collaborative learning was very intense, and it gave a lot of success to what we did, and also leveraging technologies wisely. You know, and why I put wisely is because you know, it's not all technologies that can be accepted immediately in an environment. So you need to know the one that is best needed, especially in the environment, in the kind of activity you are doing, and the one that can be easily assessed or accessible to the audience that stay or live in that environment because of some maybe infrastructural issues. So you need to choose your technologies very wisely. And this is what we did, and we recorded success. Also interdisciplinary approaches, this showed a lot in our curriculum. So it's not just the models that we treat, there are other activities like the free webinars we do on current issues in the global market, in the national or the in the industry. So we don't just teach what we have developed in the curriculum, because every day new issues coming. For instance, in Nigeria today, we have issues of inflation, we have issues of scarcity of the, you know, petrol and all of that. How do people survive? How does it affect companies? How does it, you know, create opportunities? You know, it could be negative, it could be positive. So as the environment evolves, we pick topics that can speak to those problems and provide solution. So that was very, very evident in our didactic activities. Real-world applications. Of course, in the classroom, students are allowed to speak about their companies, the experiences they have. And then because we use industry experienced faculties, most of them probably must have passed through such experiences or difficulties and challenges, and then you know, solved those problems on their own or in group or by the company. So they proffer solution to students. Sometimes you see also students, you know, proffering answer or solution to the challenge raised by another student in the classroom. So real-world application was really, really evident in our didactic activities. Then enhancing quality and accessibility. One thing I made sure that I worked on when we started the school was to make sure that whatever curriculum or educational experience we are giving to the students was thoroughly vetted. It was thoroughly checked. It was thoroughly evaluated. And then when you talk of accessibility, around the world, people think that education must be very costly, you know, for it to have quality. And that deprives a lot of people who would have accessed education, not to access quality education. So we tried to make the quality education we are giving to people very accessible. The cost is affordable, and then there is flexible payment. we can even discuss with you to know how we can support you in one way or the other. So enhancing quality and accessibility is one of the models you need to use, to have a successful business school in this part of the world. Offer value for money, of course. I mean, people are paying that amount of money. You must make sure that whatever they invest on will impact on their professional life first and also in their company, because some of these students, their companies pay for them. So when they go back to their company as managers or directors, their company want to see how your learning experience in the school can impact on the growth, on the bottom line of the company. So that is value for money. So these are the philosophy of the models. And I want to thank Prof. Pradit for his contribution. He has been a very, very valuable and helped me so much to work on this and develop this model. Well, I will recommend that I have just identified 7 models. I believe the models could be more than 7. So it is an open-ended research, and having listened to my presentation, I believe that some of my colleagues here can continue with the research and identify more models. We are here to provide or profess solutions to business men and women, to investors, and to professionals, to make good use of their talent. And thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.